Welcome, everyone, to another installment of the Waku Vibe Coding Streams. I am here today, once again, with Václav.
Hello.
Hello, Václav. How are you?
I'm good. I was looking forward to embarrass myself again. So here we go.
Well, let's do it together. Let us hold hands like Thelma and Louise and drive off of the cliff. Was it Thelma and Louise who drove off the cliff?
I don't know.
Let's do that. You love my
It's
Hollywood
easy.
references.
I mean, I have no clue what you are talking about, obviously, but I also know the tools I'm using, and the cliff is near.
Perfect. We are live right now on X and YouTube. Wherever you, the audience, are watching, consuming, ingesting, please like and subscribe and share and turn on notifications. We can see your questions and comments in the chat. Please send them through, especially as things get cooking, or as Václav gets cooking. I will be asking questions and poking and prodding as needed. If you need clarity, if you have a question, put it in the chat. We can see it. Václav, you have tweeted a little bit about what you'll be working on. If you can give us a short summary on what the journey will be today, and then we'll get right into it.
Okay, so the goal is to improve or extend OP-Chain. OP-Chain is our open source, decentralized forum that we are building on top of Waku. And when I say we, I mean Danish from Waku team is building it. Like nobody else really touched it much. He's just magic. He's just doing his magic there. So my goal is to extend OP-Chain with ZK Passport. And I've been playing around with ZK Passport mostly successfully last week after some issues. And ZK Passport is a tool that allows you to import your passport into a mobile app and then prove stuff about your passport. So the goal for today is to try to prove that you are over 18, so you're adult in Europe, and then also to prove the country that your passport has been given by. And so issued by. And so the idea is that we've seen around the internet a big kind of outburst of anger for some countries where they enforce ID verification on various websites. And I just want to show that it can be potentially done differently, and try whether it actually can be done differently. So can I prove that I'm over 18 to the platform and other users using this decentralized ZK-based technology? So that's the goal. And so to make it a bit more hard, I guess, a bit harder, a bit more error prone, we are using, the stack is mostly completely decentralized. So, and well, decentralized and open source. So I'm using Venice AI as my inference LLM provider. And I'm using KiloCode, which is kind of an alternative to Cursor and all these things. It's an extension to VS Code where you can configure, for example, Venice as a provider of your inference, but also ChatGPT and all these other things. But yeah, I'm going this decentralized route, and I'm gonna see how quickly it fails. I've been using it for with limited success for last week or two, so we'll see where we get today.
So we're maximizing decentralization and privacy with this stack.
Yep.
And your hypothesis is that's why it will break.
We are also clickbaiting because if we can get Venice to retweet, and if we can get KiloCode to retweet, at ZK Passport to retweet, and more people can see my face, obviously. Right? So
KiloCode, this is the first time I'm hearing. This is the first time I'm coming across KiloCode. Venice AI I'm familiar with. We're using Waku, of course, via OP-Chain, which Danesh is working on of the Waku team. All right. Well, I have my context. Now let us hope that the context is as clear to the LLM itself. And I'll send you queries as they come up. Let's get going. Once again, folks, please like and share and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you are watching. If you have questions, leave them in the chat.
Okay, so this is OP-Chain. I made it a bit smaller. I'll make it a bit bigger again. I just wanted to give you the overview of the UI, and so it looks similar to Reddit, 4chan, I guess, all these things. And so the goal of OP-Chain is to have a fully decentralized and private alternative to post stuff and discuss stuff. So we have this cells, which I think is going to get renamed eventually. But the idea is that if you have some general topic, you create a cell for it. So, for example, I'm running these Logos Circles meetups in Brno, and you may have heard about them from Logos internal. And so I've created a Brno Logos Circle cell today, actually. And I can post a thread here because I'm a verified user. Completely anonymous usage is possible, but right now it's limited that you can only read if you're completely anonymous, and then you have to do some stuff to verify yourself. And maybe ZK Passport can be part of that, right? So we just need to limit the spam. That's the goal. And so we are having a meetup on Wednesday. So I've just posted this thing, and 3 random people, probably Danish, and maybe someone else from Logos, who randomly opened OPChain, upvoted my post here. And I can open it, and I now have someone commented as well. And then I can attach my ENS to it, to my profile. We use a browser identity, so when you open it for the first time, you get some identity generated, and then you can use that to do some basic stuff. But if you want to post, if you want to interact properly, then you can either verify your ENS, or there's operators. That's where OPChain came from, like operator chain, OPChain, operators ordinals from Logos. And then we have some verification for ownership of the ordinal as well. And then everything is kind of trying to be flexible so that we can add other things, not just Bitcoin and Ethereum or something. You can also be completely anonymous in a sense. So I can just display my call sign, and that would be a random string that I assign to myself as a nickname. So my idea is basically here. I could add another box probably, and that box can have like verify my age and verify my country. And then ideally, when I create this post, at the author, maybe there would be a small flag. I don't know if it's useful. Someone actually asked, like, why would you want to use a passport issued by a state if your sole goal of Logos is to build a network state and ignore the nation states? And I think that's a valid question. And my answer to that is basically that we don't want to fight the state. We want to build something in parallel. We want to build something that kind of lives along and takes over what people want and how people work together, right? But that doesn't mean we can't leverage whatever the state already provides, which is the passport, if it allows people to interact with the decentralized technology better, as long as we don't introduce centralization through that, which we don't. You don't have to use it. It's more of a, like, it will hopefully give you a badge that proves something about you. So if someone wants to limit access, or if someone wants to do something else, that we can do that. And it doesn't have to be ZK Passport. There is someone who is building something called Bright ID, and he's active in Logos community, and I'm going to talk to him soon.
Yes, we love Bright ID.
Right.
We love Adam Stallard. We love Philip De Silva.
Maybe that's a better way of doing this, but I have not explored it yet. I just wanted to play around with ZK Passport. After all these news about, like, people having to upload their IDs to random websites, and me trying to buy a computer from Amazon and having to upload my ID to Amazon just to be able to pay them money, I was like, why? What? So that's why I want to try to use ZK Passport to see whether we can do this stuff without. You can just try it out. So there is a download button, and you download the mobile app. And it's the most magic happens in the mobile app, because that's where the proving happens. And we can try it with the demo. I think I'm public enough so that I can just, like, do this here. So let's say proof age. So this shows a QR code. Any one of you can scan it now. And if you scan it with the ZK Passport app and you are faster than me, I think I will probably get your results. So consider whether you want to do it. Now I'm scanning it with my phone, and it tells me hit confirm. I hit confirm. They are sending events between the mobile app and the web app. And by the way, I am trying to talk to ZK Passport about using Waku for that, because that would be more private. So I finally have a connection after bitching about errors. for enough time. Successfully verified you are over 18. I mean, that's good, right? So this is what we wanted to see, or what we want to see as well on the OB-Chain. So let's take a look at how it's done. And I think that what we need to do is just to go to the quick start guide. So we will want to install the dependency and KiloCode. I'm gonna maybe we will not get too far with the coding itself. So I'm just gonna keep using the tools and introducing the tools, and maybe that will be more interesting. We'll see. So what I can do is I can say, hey, I'm sorry, I say hi to AI. Hey, can you add this dependency? Nope, not this. I did not copy it, I think.
Always keep in context this tweet.
Yeah, I mean, this tweet is super important, obviously, and things are breaking already. I was fast. Okay. Yep. Can you add the dependency and create a new file in library with some lib, not lib, in lib with some mock implementation. And so what happens with KiloCode now is that it goes to Venice AI. If you're not familiar, you just can go to venice.ai and you can chat for free, or you can pay for Pro and get better models, other things. I have some of the DMs. They have very fancy and weird way of accessing the API. And by weird, I mean misunderstood by most people. So if you are into like tokenizing API access and using crypto and Web3 to access compute resources, definitely do research DM from Venice AI and how it works and what's the way to access the API. It's really interesting, but it's a long and separate story that I'm not willing to go into right now. So
A long and winding
now
road,
it is.
as it were.
Yeah, it is. So now it's installing. It's running the command. Actually, the KiloCode is running the command. Npm install. Obviously, taking some time. I could say proceed while running, but usually when I do that, something else breaks. So I'm not doing that. Mostly just because it expects that something is already there and it's not. And yeah, so now it's creating the mock file, hopefully in the right place. Yeah, ZK Passport mock. Why is it called ZK Passport mock? It could be just ZK Passport. Never mind. But basically, yeah, it's right now it's gonna get confused about things because it just assumes that this is the initialization. It's not. Why is it extending ZK Passport? Yeah, it's not great. We're just gonna go copy over the example. I think that's the safest. But it finished and it has done something. I think it's okay. I didn't provide a lot of context, so it's fine. So here we can go to basic usage. I think examples. We want to do a age verification, right? That's like one thing that I mentioned. So we will want to basically say user is over 18 years old. And so we can just take this and we're just gonna delete it. Sorry, AI. It's not super useful. We're just gonna create a new function, export const verify age, maybe. Async for sure. And so do we need anything? I don't think so. Not right now. And I'm just gonna paste in this. And so what happens here, I'm gonna explain everything. So this we don't need. So we're going with localhost anyway. I'm gonna do promise boolean, I think. No? What did I do?
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, already breaking things. Like this? What? Never mind. I'll figure it out. Is over 18 results. H. Okay. We're not using that. So you're going to say OPChain here. We don't have a logo for OPChain, so I'm just going to leave it. Prove you're over 18, scope adult. So that's fine. Now that I think about it, we will need a function that will be set URL, which will basically look like URL string void, and we will call it here set URL, and then we will wait for the result, which means that we will need to return new promise. Wait, wrong. So I'm just gonna do this. Const result equals new promise.
Can you zoom in like one more
Wait, I am lost now.
degree
One more
on the code? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why is it? Could I have a result? Now it's happy. Okay. And we need to figure out how to return this. So the problem is it has to return the value, which makes sense. And we need to somehow. So we probably want to do return new promise resolve, and then on result here we're going to do resolve is over 18 or false, and then yes, and return. Already returning the promise. Okay. Result false. That's fine for now. So what we do here is basically we the ZK passport is great because it's event driven, so you can get a bunch of different events here on reject, on generating proof, and that basically allows you. So we're gonna actually use that. So that allows you to update the user of what is happening. So not only we're gonna get set URL, we're gonna go with set status or set progress, which also is going to be status string. Oops. Yep. And so we get a bunch of these functions on error, on proof generated. Come on, work. On reject, if user rejects, and on request received, I think. And so we could try to ask the AI now, look at the verify age function and take all the returned on something methods from query builder.gt and set them up to update set progress with some meaningful message. And it's probably not going to generate great code. It might actually break things, but we'll see. Blah, blah, blah. It's analyzing the file. That's good. Sometimes it does not and just assumes that it knows the file, and then that just does some crazy shit. Let's see what it does with on something method, because it could also just not do much with it. But it looks actually pretty good. So request received, preparing, generating cryptographic proof, age proof generated, and on reject, age verification request was rejected. On error, print the error. That's good. We could also, I think, proof generated also gives you the proof, and then you can do fun stuff with that. And we need that. We need to use the proof for something later on, but right now we just want to generate some verification and do something locally. So one disclaimer: even if I finish this and it actually connects to ZK Passport and I can generate the proof, it will not really work with the decentralized nature of things. And the reason for that is that once you prove something, you have to store that information that has been proven somewhere. And ideally, you do that with blockchain. So when I prove that I'm over 18, I would submit it also here, I think, here on result. It generates a unique identifier, and then I would store the unique identifier on chain. So whenever I try to prove it again with the same passport, proving the same thing for the same application, it would just tell me, no, this unique identifier is already there, because the identifier will stay the same across the proofs. So here we are not going to store it on blockchain, because I'm not going to write a contract maybe for that right now, but you could do that. You can also verify these ZK Passport proofs on chain, which is pretty cool, because then you can just submit the proof to the contract and execute something on chain. So people use it for airdrops or for other things. I've actually experimented. I've just finished it before this live stream. It's not fully working, but basically I should be able to generate a zero knowledge proof of personhood. So like I'm a unique person based on all the fields in my passport, and get that Waku RLN membership in return for that when I submit it on chain. And that would be pretty cool, because otherwise you have to pay whenever it gets on mainnet. You will have to pay money to get RLN proof, or at least kind of stake the money. And here you could get it based on like, oh, I'm a human person and I need to communicate with Waku, so I'm gonna just generate my proof. So we're not gonna use the identifier here. Cherry, you look like you want to say something. Please let it out.
Yeah.
I can shut up.
No. That use. I'm very excited for features like this, or like the one that you described, and that getting a free RLN membership to use the Waku network, either through an app or directly, or all the many different use cases that will result of this. But a sort of and this is also where Bright ID becomes very exciting for me as well. So I'm really happy that that the conversations are happening, and really, as many of these different tools and apps that we can use to enable people to acquire RLM memberships will be very cool. So I'm just excited about this. These are the types of things that I'm the most excited about. Anyway, continue. Thank you.
No worries. So I'm going to ask the LLM to analyze the code, check if there is any if there is any user profile setting where we could integrate verify age, and then add it there. Make sure we also need to display the URL with URL as a QR code, and somehow show the user the progress. The URL, set URL, progress, set progress. Okay, and let's see. So the great thing about Kilo Code is actually it breaks things a lot, and it goes into loops a lot, at least for me. I mean, it's not a okay. Let me backtrack. That's not a problem of Kilocode per se. It may be the problem of the models that I'm using. So here you can't really see it, but I'm using from Venice AI. It says OpenAI, but it's Venice AI. The OpenAI is the API wrapper. But Venice AI, Qwen free, 235 billion parameters, and with disabled thinking. And so often this model goes into loops. So it like does something, then the thing breaks, and so it tries to fix it, and it just keeps breaking more things, and then it gets into a complete mess. But the cool thing is, and I'm not sure if it has not edited any code yet here, but when it does, QR code .react I have never seen yet, so it may be some bullshit. npm.js. You can see what I access most when I access npm.js. Obviously, it's Waku SDK. QR code.react. Okay, it exists, so that's a good sign. And it shows a QR code, so I'm just gonna assume it's gonna work. So now it's installing, and so what you can do is once it edits some files, it does some modifications. You can there's a little button which lets you to go back to basically restore the changes before it's actioned too, which is pretty good because then you can very easily, even if you are lazy to commit everything, you can at least like go around things and fix them, or like revert this checkpoint. I wonder if any of the issues arise from any prompt structure that Kilocode implements. It's very possible. I have not looked into what it actually sends, honestly. I've had a developer from Kilocode follow me today. I assume it was because I was posting about this live stream. So if that person is here or sees this, definitely we are open to learn more about Kilocode. I'm up for using only open source as much as I can. That's why I run Linux. And so we'll see. I completely lost track of what the AI is doing. Okay, fair enough. Okay. It's doing stuff, usage. Does it do good stuff? It's doing things that are into documentation, at least somewhat. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. It wants to edit the file again. Yeah, so you can see these checkpoints, and I can click and I can restore back from there, which is useful if it does something that you don't like. You can just find the first checkpoint, restore it back, and be like, "Oof, terrible! Please don't do it again." Well, you can't tell it that, but in theory, you could. Okay. Also, another thing, so far I've been mostly using just GitHub Copilot for code completion and Lovable for like building web apps. And that's generally pretty fast interaction. And I'm not used to this, just like a lot of waiting. And that just feels terrible for me. So like, I don't know what to do with myself when I'm just waiting around. But yeah.
Well, while we wait, I would like to implore the viewers, which there are a few of, to please like, retweet, share, turn on notifications for the Waku account wherever you are. Do follow Václav at vpavlin, VPAVLIN on X. There is all sorts of content coming out from Waku and Václav and all the other core contributors and open source contributors increasingly for Waku and Logos. And we do appreciate your support and follows. How is that LLM behaving now, Václav?
It's doing things. So it tried to do some random imports, and then it figured out it's not the way because it just broke. And so I think itself reverted. It says task complete, but I can see a bunch of unused variables here, so I wouldn't say it's complete. But I'm just gonna say okay. So complete implementation, page verification feature, use the profile. added new age verification section to the page profile. I don't think so, but let's take a look at the page profile. Nah, there's nothing. Integrated verify age function. Not really. Let's see if I grab for it. Let's see what comes out. Created complete UI flow with status updates. Dude, probably not. I think all it did is it actually just installed the QR code thing, and then it just created these here. So yeah, the only mention of that is in that ZK Passport TS. That's okay. Did something, not for the time, definitely worth the time. Can you? You can also see me to always say start new task, although it would make much more sense to just continue with the task. And the reason for that is that the Venice AI and the DMs are pretty hungry for, like, given the context window, I only have 6.5 DMs, and that's worth $6.5 a day. And I can run through it in like 2 hours of using KiloCode. So I don't know if it's KiloCode doing a lot of requests, or if it's not enough API access. But that's like, if I do a start new task, then it doesn't send the whole context over and over. And so it saves a bit. No, Danny, I'm not going to ask you to confirm the implementation. I'm just going to instruct it to do it again. But now that it has the progress thingies, I'm just going to ask it to do a button and something. I'm going to give it small tasks now, because I gave it pretty big task and it got completely lost. And I think that's a combination of KiloCode and the model. I think maybe bigger model with bigger context and bigger rate limits. It would just do more stuff, and maybe it would work. I don't know. I haven't tried, because I would just run through the DMs very quickly, and then like I would have to wait for another 24 hours to get the access to API again. Can you get a button which runs the verify age? And that's a task that it should be able to do, hopefully. And then we can prompt it to do something else as well in the next step. Yeah, so I will need to try KiloCode with some proper model, like something from like Gemini or OpenAI or something. OpenAI or something, to see whether it performs better with different model. This is not awesome. And if it does perform better, then it's the fault of Venice AI. If it doesn't, then it's fault of KiloCode in my mind. And then I can talk to the devs and ask, do something. Okay, so now it did something. It did something here. It actually did a lot of things. Wow. Verify age. We have a button, and the button calls this. Okay, and we need to also is verifying. Okay, button URL. We need the QR code. Well, let's no. I also need to reconfigure it to not run these things, because I've already have running open verification in the web. So it actually successfully generated the URL, which will take me to ZK Passport and ask me to download the thing. I could also just do this. And now what I'm doing, I'm opening the ZK Passport app. I'm going to try to scan it. It says, it's probably, can't read it, but it says, it's from OPChain, domain localhost, requested information. Are you 18 years old or older? Your actual age will not be approved. you are 18 plus years old. I'm gonna say verify. We're probably not gonna see a result. I'm not sure, or maybe we will, because it's awaiting that thing. Age proof generated successfully. Is that an actual result from somewhere? Age proof generated successfully. Okay, verifying. I am done with my phone. My phone is like just resting. I don't know if it's doing something here. Ew. Yeah, I have no idea. And so here it says still verifying.
Donish
We
says, asked to
will-
confirm the implementation, say it looks like these changes weren't implemented. Looks like tool calls failed. That was about 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of replying to that. And maybe you're right. Maybe I should have read it better and then like click try again or something. But or say try again. I did not do that. Okay, so if it's verifying, why did it not finish? Like, what did I do wrong? But it should at least like we should get on result. Let's try again. Let's try again. Doesn't hurt. Well, let's first get as a QR code. Display the URL in profile page as a QR code when set. So let's see if we get the QR code so that I don't have to go through that weird flow. We already have that, I think, or not? I think we do. Yeah, we already have QR code. But I guess that should just mean it's going to be very fast. Okay. Import QR code. Well, we already. Okay. See, now it's probably getting confused again. Maybe not. We'll see. Edit file.
Are you starting new chats every time you write a new query?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said a couple of minutes ago. So the reason for that is that Venice AI has this weird model of DMs where if you have the DMs staked, let's say I have 6.5 DMs and 6.5 DMs is $6.5 worth of AI compute a day. And so every day you get renewed to full DMs. And the reason, like I was basically told by one of the Venice guys to start a new task every time I do something and I finish it, because then here at the top you can see the context, and the context grows with more and more content in that one chat. And as it grows, it consumes more and more of that API quota, right? So you want to give it small tasks and start from scratch every time, which is counterintuitive, and it probably hurts the performance of like what Kilocode can do. But I also am limited with the amount of API calls I have, and that's kind of the trade-off I have to do.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah.
I mean,
so
makes sense why you're doing it that way, but it does kind of see like. So do you need to just stake more?
Yeah.
Or whatever Venice dollars.
So I can give you. I'm gonna give you like it's gonna take probably 5 minutes, but I'm gonna explain it, right? Because why not, right? I've been explaining to multiple people lately. So how it works is that Venice has a token VVV, right, as their native token, and you can buy it and you can stake it, and you get. I think there is like 40% APY from usage of Venice that you get the tokens from that. So that's great. You can buy tokens, you can stake them. Once they are staked, you can mint DMs. And minting DMs means that you mint these special tokens where each token gives you $1 worth of API access per day. And they are not consumed, as in like they would be gone. Just that $1 is consumed every day when you use it. So it's an amazing approach when you have something that just does stuff on its own every single day of a year, because that's how you consume, that's how you use the most of it, right? So like if I have an AI agent that just goes and scouts Twitter or something and then just does stuff randomly, it's perfect because then it doesn't cost me anything. I just get these DMs. You can on the market, and they are around $200 right now. So you get $365 worth of AI compute for $200, which is a great deal right now. But the caveat is that for a human who doesn't work over weekends and who doesn't code all day, so like maybe I don't consume all of the DMs I have every day, and maybe I would need 30 DMs one day and then none for next 5 days. It is kind of bad model. So it's really targeting the AI agents and some automation things, right? So yeah, and then then you stake the DM, and for that you get that API access. So I have 6.5 DMs. I've minted some from my VVV stake, and I've bought some extra just so that I can play around with the kilo code and stuff like that. And I can always unstake the DMs and sell them and get the money back. Or even I can even sell the DMs that I've minted from my VVV and get some money, assuming that if I'm assuming that the price will go down, that I can buy them back, burn them, and unstake my VVV. It's a complex, weird thing, and people don't understand how the two tokens play together. I've written some posts about it on Twitter. But yeah, it's an interesting model. It's just not proven yet, I would say, and we'll see whether it actually works. We got the QR code here, which is great. It showed up in my phone again. I'm gonna hit confirm. You could see that it changed here, so it says proof generated successfully. So hopefully it actually finishes. I have no idea why it's not finishing. I have no idea what these are. Coinbase? Why do we have Coinbase?
Afuera.
Coinbase. Yeah, so we need to figure out what. So what? Afuera. Yeah. We need to figure out why this is not finishing, and why is it not updating more. So like we get the proof generated, and then I think there should be one more. Bridge connected. That's weird. I think there was like a. I'm just gonna print something here to see whether we get something from this, whether it actually ever calls the on result. Because everything else. Oh wait, no, we don't do that. We do it here on reject and on error. Oh, you don't get the error. Okay, so I don't know. Honestly, no clue. Okay, so it's verifying. Scanned. So request received, preparing for age verification. I confirm. Generating proof. Proof generated successfully. I did not open my console, so I don't know if it printed anything. It's too many things happening. Why do we get on the result called? I have no clue about that. Marco is healthy. It's so weird. What did we print there? Verify signature. We are verifying a lot of signatures, but we are not getting any on result called. Why don't we get any? Why don't we get the on result? Yeah, so this is not something I have seen so far with ZK Passport. I've had various issues, but not this one. But we have even copied this, so it should not be like I've done something super weird and broke stuff. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay. Thank you, AI. Request. This looks good. This looks good. Greater or equal than. We have the URL. We have proven that that works. We have this. I'm curious if we just do reject here, and we wrap it with try, and here with catch, and then instead of what's missing? This is missing. We do reject. I don't know. See. And we try it like this, whether it will actually do something different or result in something different. I know that person. How do they say that? Person doing the same stuff over and over, expecting different results, is crazy, and probably. But I'm still hoping that we get a different result. Age proof generated successfully. Why are we calling Coinbase metrics? Danish, why are we calling Coinbase metrics? Is it my extension, or is it OPChain doing weird stuff? Yeah, I think it never calls on result, and I don't understand why. Like I don't see anything wrong here. I'm curious if there is something. Coinbase metrics is coming from Rio AppKit wallet provider. Yeah, we should ditch that if it's calling Coinbase. Like having a decentralized forum which is trying to be private and then sending metrics to Coinbase does not sound right. Yeah, Wallet Connect, exactly. Reown Wallet Connect, the rename thing. Yeah, we should find a different way. Someone from the live stream, just go to OPChain repo, which is github.com waku-org/OPChain and file an issue. Someone not from Waku, someone from the community. I just want someone external to complain about this, just for the fun of it. I'm sorry, I'm completely stuck right now. Like I have nothing to do with this. I don't know what's wrong.
Is this a good moment to?
Dan is just making up excuses.
Hey, Simon, if you'd like to open an issue as described by Václav, that would be much appreciated. Is this a good moment, Václav? We have been going for about an hour. We can pause at this point and resume later this week. Keep the people hanging.
I think we can do that. Yeah. Let's do that. I will figure out what is going on. I'm honestly, like, given my issues with Rarimo and ZK Passport last week, it's just gonna be because it's Monday, probably.
What do you mean?
I don't know why, but it's just random. It's just random things. Like I tried, because I had issues with ZK Passport, and I had issues. So I tried Rarimo, and I had issues with Rarimo, And the Rarimo devs actually reached back and was like, send us logs. And I sent them logs, and they're like, well, your Rarimi app says that you cannot resolve Rarimo URLs. And then I send them screenshots from my phone resolving the Rarimo URLs. So I break things. I think about it and it just breaks. So right now, broken ZK passport again. And so, yeah, I think we're gonna pause here, and we're gonna resume after I figure out why. And I'll probably just like finish this part with the age verification, and we can try to copy it over with the country flag. So like you could have your country flag displayed if you care. You don't have to. And then we can figure out how to actually put it on chain. So maybe the next live stream will be me writing some Solidity code to put this information on chain with your in-browser wallet or non-in-browser wallet, I don't know, and then displaying it and having it displayed by other people as well. So like if Chair opens the OP chain and I post, he will see my country flag there. That would be fun. Not Waku, but fun.
Well, folks, we will be back later this week. If you do not yet, please, right now on YouTube, subscribe to the Waku channel. Turn on notifications. You will know when we go live, when things are scheduled. We are doing tons of Vibe Code streams, and we have tons at this point shorts that we have been proliferating. Check out the short section of the channel. If you are on X, give Waku a follow, notifications on, especially follow Václav at vpavlin and all the other Waku CCs.
And Danish. Follow Danish for the OP-Chain stuff. We need to get him posting more. Ask him about OP-Chain on Twitter.
Danish, what is your Twitter? Simon is subbing. Thank you, Simon. Simon is sending an issue.
Amazing.
Thank you, sir. You can find the repo on Václav's X page and navigate through or look at his GitHub contributions. And Danish, his X account.
It's Danish Aurora 099. I'm gonna paste it for you in the chat down there, in our private chat, and then you can show it somehow.
If you can navigate to his Twitter on your browser,
I could. Yeah, I just realized that might make most sense.
We
I'm
can
just gonna
double team it rather
here, and I'm gonna move this window around.
The Danish is working on OpChan currently. You should follow him at Danish Aurora 099 on X. Folks, thank you. We will be back soon. Turn notifications on. You will know exactly when. Waku.org is your destination for all things Waku, all things Start. There, join the community, join the forums, post in the forums. They're becoming more and more decentralized. As we speak, before your eyes, as we speak, so we create. And as we stream, so we vibe. And until next time, I am Chair. I'm here to prop you up. That's Václav. This has been the Waku Vibe Code stream. And we will see you very, very soon. Next time.